Oh, the devil. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're a... Anyway, do you know what? I must be mad. I couldn't sleep tonight. Tried to go to bed, tossing and turning. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get up and make a video. Why not? It's now coming up to 20 to 1 in the morning. So while I'm filming this, most people in Europe are sleeping. Maybe not in other countries, but in Europe, they all like... Anyway, and as you may notice, over to your left is a couple of flipping elves. Now, I don't know about anywhere else, but in the UK, the kids expect now to have elves do little tricks every night. So you've got to set up a little, mischievous trick for these elves to do, for the kids to get up to in the morning. Wish we'd ever started it. Whoever thought of that idea, I want to punch him in the face. Anyway, enough of that. Right, so what have we got today? Ooh, right. We have Douk Audio. They've sent me this P6 amplifier, preamplifier I should say. So let's get it out of the box and have a flipping look at it. Oh. So what have we got? Well, we've got, what have we got here, I wonder? It's the instructions, which I rarely read, but I may have a look at these to see the specs. There you go. It's got quality control passed. Fantastic. There we are. Got the power supply. What are we looking at there? Let's have a look. It's a 12 volt DC 1.5 amp. Don't need much power to drive a preamp. Then we got, oh, look at that. Now that's weird, isn't it? Look at that. Rather than having them areas which go whoosh, whoosh, like that, it's got a little teeny area like this for the back. Interesting. Should be all right. I don't know what the distances are like, how far you can go without losing signal to the Bluetooth, but we'll have a look at that later. Anyway, put that over there. Then we got, the tubes. What are they? Electron tube. Oop, getting a bit of flicker in there. Electron tube. Let's have a look at them. Now, I've got to be careful. Last time I was getting tubes, I dropped one of them. Now, people say, don't touch the glass. You're going to break it. Oh. So what does that say? Is that JAN 56654? Wobbaloo. There you go. Made in U. There we are. Don't know where U is. There you go. Okay, what have we got here? We got the amp itself, the preamp I should say. Got to keep calling it, got to stop calling it an amp and call it a preamp. So that's where your tubes go there, plop plop. On the front, we got a VU meter. It's probably just for show really, it goes up and down, but I don't think it's accurate. Probably not. You got volume. You got, oh no, treble and bass. I thought it'd be bass treble. Almost called the treble bass treble. There we are. You got the treble there. No middle indent. Don't like that. I like a little click in the middle. Does have a little mark in there, if you can see it. There. Does have a little mark in there to show where the center point is. And you got the bass there the same. But the trouble is, these buttons are never bang on. You can see what I mean? You see the lines there. That one goes a bit further back than that one, so it's never exactly accurate. That's why I like that little indent. But there we are. You can get there or thereabouts anyway. Then here, you've got your Bluetooth off little toggle switch, Bluetooth RCA. On the back, whew, what we got? We got input RCA. That's where your Bluetooth goes, output your and power supply. There's no 3.5mm or anything. Oh, do you know what I almost forgot to mention? Is the headphone jack. Da-da! There you go. We'll have a look at the specs of the headphone jack in a bit. Now, here's the thing. You know me, I do like to take these things apart and have a little rummage inside, scoop it out. Okay. But it's got to, obviously, I've never had one which I've had to take apart with the VU meter on. So I'm going to take it apart. I've got to have a little look inside, see what's in there. I wonder if that screw there will adjust the sensitivity of that, or is that screw there? What's that for, I wonder? I may have to read the instructions. Anyway, let's have a little rummage inside. Yeah. Okay, so I reckon to get this apart, I'm going to need to take these little screws out here, little Allen key. I'm going to have to take the knobs off. Undo those bolts there. Yeah, using a needle nose pliers is kind of good for that. Ooh. On the back there then we've got to remove, I think that one, that one, that one and that one. And I'm assuming, obviously this slides off with this, I'm assuming you've got to remove that. I think anyway, that one there. Let's have a little look. Okay, they have made it easy to get into this thing. They put smaller little screws on the back there, and they were an odd size. So it took me a while to find something that would fit it. And then they got these two screws that I had to take out the back as well, which are holding in the phono plugs. And they got these bigger ones in on the front. So I'm gonna have fun putting this back together. And also as well on this, I don't know if you can see it there, but this VU meter is plugged into this here, through that gap there. Okay, can you see that there? There. And what they've done, I thought, oh, I can put that, just unplug that. But if you look closely, they've glued it, so you can't get it out. So you can't get much purchase on the board inside. Anyway, I've managed to squeeze a little bit out of it so you can see it. What have I got under there? Right. So just here. So it's got quite a few op amps on it. You've got one here, one here, one here, and one here. So 4 op amps. And they are the 5532s. And then I can't see much in there. So I'm going to give you a shot in there. Have a little look inside there. Can you see in there? There you go. Let's turn you around to the back. See if I can slide it back through now. Bear with me so you can see. It's not easy because this is catching here. Right. I don't want to break it. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to test it. So just on the back here, that's your Bluetooth chip there, and that is the Qualcomm QCC J034. Right, let's try and get this back together. Oh God. So anyway, oh, I'm stuck in here now, blinking heck. Oh, well, it's all going Pete Tom. And that all that's covering this is just that little cap there. Little metal cap, that's it. Anyway, let's get it back together. Okay, so I got it back together. eventually. And it turns out, I had a little look online at it doesn't say in here on these instructions, but this screw on the side here is for adjusting the sensitivity of the VU meter. So if you find it's not doing enough, you can have a little right of that screw, and it'll make it less or more sensitive, whatever. Anyway, so what would you use this for? Well, for me, I've got a Rotel RA01 amplifier. This is a basic amp. Good amp, but a basic amp with no Bluetooth in it or anything. This has Bluetooth aptX HD and low latency, which is good to see they're putting that in now. They're still a little bit behind. I would like to see LDAC in there. And the new aptX adaptive. But hey, you're only paying more 90 quid for these, I think, yeah. So don't expect too much. It's good to get aptX HD in it. Happy with that. But you could use it to boost the power of a laptop or a TV if it had RCA sockets in there. Like with a laptop, the volume isn't particularly loud. So if you wanted to give it a boost before you put it into an amplifier, you could just plug it into the headphone socket and then so 3.5mm to RCA, plug that in there, plug that into your amp, and there you go. You're boosting the power a little bit. And it's handy you've got bass and treble. They're plus minus 6 dB, which is not bad. It's okay. Anyway, let's have a little look at the specs of this. Okay, frequency response 20 to 20, total harmonic distortion 0.06%, signal to noise ratio is 104 dB, maximum output power of headphones is 140 milliwatts, with a headphone impedance matching of 16 to 300 ohms. Now, 140 milliwatts is going to struggle, I think, to drive 300 ohm headphones, but there you are. I don't know if it would do it sufficiently well. It would drive them, but I don't think it'd be particularly loud. One thing I have noticed, which is only a minor thing, so that'll be the orientation of what you'd have it as, because that's where the V, you wouldn't have it like that, but you could, but ideally you want to have it like that. That's where the VU meter goes up and down like that, right? You would think they'd put some rubber feet on the bottom, wouldn't you? Because it's solid metal, and if you got that on wood, you know, you could scratch the surface. So if you do get this, I would recommend, it's not going to be much, a few £, get small rubber feet on there. Won't cost you much, but it depends what surface you're putting on. You could put it on if you got, like, I don't know, something to put it on. You could have cloth or whatever, but ideally they should have had some rubber feet on the bottom. Odd why they didn't. They do on other amps. I don't know why they don't have it on here. Anyway, so I'm interested to know how this sounds, and also how it sounds against the Fuzzy Audio P3 preamp. So I've got to put them up against each other, haven't I? It's got to be a sound test, yeah? Come on, you know I love my sound tests. Anyway, let's get it set up, have a little play with it, then we'll do a sound test against the Fuzzy Audio P3. And there you go. The elves are still there. Sayonara. Anyway, so, what do you think? Now, for me, there wasn't a huge difference between them. I think the bass and the mid-range was about the same, but I will say I think the Fozzy Audio P3 did handle the treble slightly better. I'm talking a small amount here, not much in it at all. I think that the P3 had a bit of a smoother treble on it. But again, there was really not much in it. I went back and listened to it again and again, tried a few other tracks, and there's not a lot of difference between them. When it comes to the headphones sound okay. They're both okay. They're not bad. But my Rotel RAO1 amp, the headphone on that is way better. Way better. So they're there, they do a job on both amps, they're okay, but I've heard better. So the only thing that the Fozzy Audio really has got going for it is a 3.5mm jack on the back, so you can connect a subwoofer on it or whatever. And it's variable as well, where this doesn't have one. But for me, that's not a deal breaker because I can connect a subwoofer to my Rotel amp anyway. Doesn't really make no difference to me. It's got a pre-out on it, so no problem at all there. So overall, it's a decent, a very decent preamp. It's not bad at all for the price. I mean, you're talking 80, 90 pounds. So when it comes to which one do you choose between the Fozzy Audio and this one, well, it really comes down to choice, doesn't it? You know, do you prefer the flat one on there like that, or do you want to have them a VU meter? I do like the VU meter. It is quite nice. It looks good standing up right next to my amp. So I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one.